I love celebrating people for their passions. So that's what Halloween means to me. And to Cat and Jack. Honey bunny. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. My name is Katherine Young, and on this channel we do vintage, thrifting, creative projects, and more. And this video is going to be a little bit of the secondhand vintage and thrifting, and a little bit of the more. So I found this halfway to Halloween tag on YouTube, and I decided to make some content. If you follow my channel at all, I have all this Halloween content. I have a whole playlist. I'll link it below. And so I was really excited about this tag. And what's so great about open tags like this is it helps you find new creators. And that's how I found Happy Haunts Library, was because of the tag they created. Now in this halfway to Halloween tag, they want you to answer some questions relating to Halloween, so I'm gonna do that. But for every question I answer, I'm also gonna showcase some of the vintage and secondhand spooky goodies I have picked up this year so far. Oh, Captain Jack's here. You know what that means. He always has to be in the video. Ooh. All right, this is my baby boy, Captain Jack. He is my blind baby boy, and he just loves to be involved. So, oh, he's purring right now. Baby, are you purring? Oh yeah, he's purring. Oh, sweetheart, I'm gonna put you down so I can do the video, okay? Wish everyone a happy halfway to Halloween. Mwah. So I encourage you, if you're a creator, to jump on this tag and make your own video, because it's a great way to just get your content out there and have more people discover more spooky, wonderful channels. So the first question is, do you like haunted houses? Now, my answer is a little weird. I like real haunted houses, not necessarily entertainment attractions. So I do ghost hunting. I think it's very important to help people who feel unsafe and uncomfortable in their homes. I think it's very important to show them that they have the power to take their home back and there's nothing to fear. And so I love a good haunted house. I love going to haunted locations. It's something I absolutely love. However, I used to work at a hospital. I have had violence in my life. I have seen enough. I don't need to go to like a gory haunted house. Not my jam. Not the entertainment type thing. That's just not for me. But a real haunted house? Absolutely. Now, an item I picked up this year is this spooky goblet. It's got a skull design on it. And another thrifted spooky item I picked up were these vintage books. And I have a whole video on how I turned these vintage books into spooky books. So if you want to check out that video, these are on there. Also, in that spooky book video, I thrifted some other spooky items. Now, I got this for my antique medical display. I didn't say that I picked this up in the video, but I did. It goes in my display here in my home, and I absolutely love it. And I also found this Salem print. Love it so much. I mean, that is an amazing thrift score. And I also turned this little bird into a raven. So there are a bunch of other items that I picked up and upcycled for that video, so you can check that out below. It's the DIY Spooky Books video. So what is my favorite ghost story? Personally, my favorite ghost story is at the Palmer House. It is a famous haunted hotel in Minnesota. I've stayed there many times. I've investigated many times. And one night I was with a group and we were investigating the room I was sleeping in. And all of a sudden it looked like there were like fireflies in the room. I could see them, a couple other people could see them, but then some people in the group said they didn't see them at all. They were like, I don't see this. I don't see the fireflies. So I had a regular film camera and I took a picture. And when you zoom in on the picture, you can see the little light streams all around. And then you might say, oh, that was just dust that's in the picture. Well, I took another picture in the basement and those little light dusty things are not there. So it's a cool picture because it captures exactly what we saw that night. But overall, my favorite ghost story has to be Sleepy Hollow. And I specifically love the one by Tim Burton, and it's near and dear to my heart. And I absolutely love the Tim Burton version. I grew up with it. I remember seeing it twice in the theaters. And that brings me to an item that I recently picked up this year. So I picked up this vintage or antique mermaid souvenir spoon. Okay. And it says compliments of MP Van Tassel, North Collins, New York. Now, if you know anything about Sleepy Hollow, you know the Van Tassel family plays an important role. And yeah, the right family, the right state, New York, where Sleepy Hollow is. Now, I don't know if this actually is from the Van Tassel family, but I'm just gonna pretend that this is from one of the members of the Van Tassel family. And this is the coolest souvenir vintage pickup I have gotten this year by far. Now, I definitely do judge a book by its cover, and so I picked up this gorgeous old book. I style it in my home as like a riser on kind of a creepy display next to a poison bottle. I love this so much. This is from 1825. So yeah, look at that book. Could it be any more creepy? Doesn't it just look like a witch's spell book or a grimoire? It's fantastic. I love the clasps. The next question is, do I plan on Halloween decor hunting this year? The answer is absolutely, but I'm really gonna try to make a lot of items. Last year, I had all these plans of all these items I wanted to make, and I just didn't get them done. I didn't have the capacity. So this year, I really want to focus on making some Halloween DIYs. And of course, anything with the Headless Horseman. If there's some new Headless Horseman items, I might just need to pick those up. Now, I thrifted this beauty, this little planter. I believe it's by Royal Copley. Is that not the most perfect cauldron planter you have ever seen? I'm real excited about this. And another item I thrifted is this vintage Halloween pail. So fun little thrift find, and I'm gonna add him to my Halloween pail collection. I make like Halloween pail kind of stacks in my displays. So yeah, I'm excited to add this guy. He's pretty cool. So the next question is, do I like candy corn? That is a resounding yes. I love candy corn. I also love it with peanuts. And I just like the aesthetic of candy corn. I think it really just screams Halloween season. You know, it's even on this dress. So I own a lot of like kitschy candy corn items, and I just love them all. Now let's check out some estate sale finds. I found Casper. Oh, I'm so excited about him. As you can see, he's seen some better days, but hopefully I'm gonna clean him up, spruce him up. Oh, this was such an amazing find. This is a bit of a spoiler for an upcoming video, but I just love him so much. Great find this year. I found two more spooky items at that same estate sale. So I found this new old stock Halloween piece and this broom. So love these pieces so much. I thought these were great finds. And my last estate sale find from this year is this sweet little witch. And I think she's gonna be so cool in an assemblage. So the next question is, do I love costumes and dressing up for Halloween? And absolutely. I might just wear more like spooky themed items, like something like this, or like antique spooky items, like my Oddfellows robe, something like that. But I really love Halloween because people are allowed to be creative and are praised for that creativity. It's like the one time a year that being a total weirdo is like, wow, it's just seen as such a great thing. Like standing out is actually seen as cool, especially for kids. I know I grew up in a small town, and being just like everyone else was a really high priority, but on Halloween, you could be a big old weirdo and be creative, and it was cool. So my favorite Halloween outfit I ever made, I was 11 years old, and I made a paper mache hand and armature, and I dyed some spaghetti red, and I cut up a graduation robe, and I made it look like I was headless, carrying my own head. So I made that when I was 11. Still to this day, my favorite outfit, but a runner up to that is an outfit that I wore when I worked at Disney. I wore it for the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party when I got to work the party. It is absolutely atrocious. The hat headband takes the cake, but I still have really fond memories of that outfit. Next, let's talk about some spooky antiques I've picked up recently. I got this at my antique store where I have a booth at. Love this so much. If I can find a match to this, I would be in heaven. This is the most spinny, twiny, twirly, gothic candelabra I've ever seen in my life. I'm so happy that I own this. So I will be on a lookout for a match for this for a long, long time to come. And I love the patina on it. I will not be shining it up. Another antique that I recently purchased that has spooky vibes is this gorgeous Victorian sash brooch. Now, I collect Victorian sash brooches, but finding figural ones with like a snake like this or bugs, butterflies, dragons, things like that are very hard to find and they can be very expensive. I picked this up from the Withering Cottage. I'm in love. It is the crown jewel of my collection now. So gorgeous Victorian sash brooch. The next question is, what activity do I have on my spooky bucket list for this next year? And actually I have two. I want to make sure to go to a glass blowing studio and pick up a glass pumpkin. I went to one of these a couple years ago, loved it so much, and I want to make sure to do that again this year. And then my second thing I want to do is I want to go to my friend's Halloween party. I'm gonna keep my mouth zipped about that one, but it is somebody you know on YouTube, and I'm hoping to travel to go to their Halloween party this year. I have also added a piece to my mourning collection this year so far, and it is this funeral card, and I believe this is in German. It might be a different language, but I think it's German, and I got this from Miss Pamela Blanchard here on YouTube. I love it so much. It's my first funeral card in another language. This is really an all year round kind of piece for me, but it does have kind of macabre, spooky vibes. So you saw those thrifted book upcycles I made. Well, I just love spooky books in general. And these books I have picked up this year. They're in a series. I got these from the Cult of Vintage and from Thrifter Junker Vintage Hunter. Both of these, I believe, are salesman samples of these books, and I absolutely adore them. They are so like kind of kitschy. I mean, really, they're just like talking about false religious promises, but aren't they fantastic? And look at the devils on the back. So good. So the next question is, what book, series, movie screams Halloween to you? And for me, it just has to be Sleepy Hollow, especially the Tim Burton version. I love it so much. It's a core memory for me as a child seeing that movie, and even in my adult life, I still absolutely love The Headless Horseman. So the next question is, how do you typically spend your Halloween night? Well, in all honesty, I live in a place that we don't give out candy. I haven't gone to a Halloween party in a long time. So usually I just stay in and watch spooky videos, spooky movies, something like that. Yeah, it's just kind of a night of self-care for me. Maybe I'll read some tarot, something like that. Oh, Captain Jack's here. Can you hear him? Yes, he wants me to remind you that I spend Halloween with him. And the last question is, what does Halloween mean to you? Oh, you're such a sweetie. So what Halloween means to me is it's a night where you can showcase your creativity, your passion. You can really shine for being different. And Halloween just means joy. I tend to be interested in the darker things in life, and Halloween is that time of year where it's celebrated and not looked at as being weird or different. And yeah, I think it's just, Halloween means to me where a time where your creativity, your passion, your differences can all be out and showcased and celebrated. And I love celebrating people for their passions. So that's what Halloween means to me. And to Captain Jack. Honey bunny. All right, that's it for this bonus video. If you stuck around, please tag a friend and tell them to check out the Halloween tag. I will also tag some spooky channels below. So thank you so much for hanging out and stopping by, and stay creative and stay spooky. So bye. Mwah.